INFJs are known as the rarest personality type, intuitive, empathetic, and deeply insightful. But what if some of their most mysterious traits aren't just personality quirks, but signs of being neurodivergent? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the internal battles INFJs often keep hidden, even from their closest friends. These are the neurodivergent struggles INFJs hide from everyone. 1. Sensory overload. Let's start with something most people don't notice. Sensory overload. INFJs often have heightened sensitivity to sound, light, textures, or even emotional energy in a room. A loud conversation, flickering light, or chaotic environment can feel incredibly overwhelming. But instead of showing their discomfort, INFJs will quietly withdraw, smiling politely while mentally counting the seconds until they can escape. On the outside, they look calm. On the inside, they're barely holding it together. Diasocial masking. INFJs are masters at blending in, a habit that often comes from years of social masking. They learn to study people, mirror them, and adapt to fit in, often at the cost of their own identity. For neurodivergent INFJs, masking can become so second nature that they forget who they are underneath it. They smile when expected, respond the right way, and match the emotional tone of a room perfectly, even if they're falling apart inside. It's exhausting, but most people never realize it's happening. 3. Hyperempathy fatigue. INFJs don't just understand emotions, they absorb them. But this hyperempathy can be overwhelming, especially for neurodivergent INFJs. Walking into a room, they immediately feel other people's anxiety, sadness, or tension. They carry these emotions around, sometimes unable to tell whether the feelings belong to them or someone else. Over time, this emotional absorption leads to burnout. Yet they often feel like they can't talk about it, because how do you explain carrying other people's feelings as if they're your own? 4. Executive dysfunction. People often assume INFJs are organized and productive. But behind the scenes, many neurodivergent INFJs deal with executive dysfunction, a frustrating inability to start tasks, even when they know what needs to be done. It's not procrastination, and it's definitely not laziness. It's more like standing in front of an invisible wall, knowing you need to move but being completely frozen. Deadlines slip by, texts go unanswered, and the guilt that follows can be overwhelming. And still, they keep it all hidden. Face intuitive overwhelm. INFJs have powerful intuition, but sometimes it turns into a double-edged sword. They're constantly noticing patterns, hidden meanings, and subtle shifts in energy. For neurodivergent INFJs, this becomes a constant loop of overanalysis. They replay conversations over and over, question every motive, and spiral into what-if scenarios that leave them emotionally drained. Even when they're right most of the time, the pressure to always read the room perfectly can become unbearable. 6. Emotional meltdowns in private. To the outside world, INFJs appear calm and composed. But that doesn't mean they don't experience emotional meltdowns, just that they hide them well. After days of masking, absorbing others' emotions, and suppressing their own, the pressure builds until it breaks. These moments of emotional release usually happen in private. Quiet sobs in the dark, complete shutdowns, or zoning out for hours. And when it's over, they wipe their tears and go back to pretending everything is fine. 7. Struggles with identity. Because INFJs are constantly adapting to the needs and expectations of others, they often lose touch with their own identity. They ask themselves, do I actually like this, or am I just mirroring someone else? The constant shifting makes it hard to know who they really are beneath all the roles they play. This identity confusion can be deeply isolating, especially when others view them as confident or put together. Internally, they're still trying to answer a question they've been asking for years. Who am I really? If you're an INFJ and this resonated with you, please hear this. You're not broken. You're navigating a world that often misunderstands your inner wiring. Whether you're formally neurodivergent or simply recognize these struggles in yourself, you deserve to feel seen and understood. Your depth, your sensitivity, your mind, These aren't weaknesses, they're your unique strength. And you don't have to carry it all alone anymore.